Buying a sailboat is the only transaction where you are expected to spend $1,000 just to find out if the product is garbage. You drive 3 hours. You hire a NAMS certified marine surveyor. He steps aboard, taps the deck once, checks one seacock, and tells you to walk away. You just burned $1,000 in 5 minutes. Stop doing that. Before you ever call a professional, you need to learn the 15-minute pre-survey protocol. We are not bringing a $500 moisture meter today. We are bringing a hammer and a flashlight. And I'm going to show you the 5 kill switch defects, from seas through hulls to hidden engine failure, that brokers pray you ignore. If the boat fails this test, you walk away for free. If it passes, then you spend the money. Ignore the fresh varnish, the polished rails, and the artfully arranged cockpit cushions. That is stagecraft, broker theater designed to make you fall in love before you even lift a hatch. Every showing starts with a glam shot, gleaming teak, scented cleaners, maybe a bowl of fruit on the galley counter. Sellers know that first impressions sell hope, not hulls. They will run the vacuum, wipe the bilge, and hit the bright work with a fresh coat of oil hours before you arrive. Electronics powered up and glowing. That is not a systems check, that is a distraction. You're not here to admire their taste in pillows. You're here to hunt for the $10,000 problem hidden under the shine. Drop the romance, adopt zero trust. Assume every cosmetic upgrade is a smokescreen until proven otherwise. Brokers have checklists for staging, teak oil, Febreze, LED accent lights, and an engine bay wiped down. Your checklist is different. You're not buying a lifestyle, you're buying a structure. The only thing that matters is what is under the gloss. Forget the sales pitch. Audit mode starts now. Start the clock. You have 15 minutes to find the $10,000 problem before it finds your wallet. No specialized gadgets, no fancy meters, just 3 tools: a plastic hammer, a flashlight, and a cheap pair of gloves. That is your entire arsenal for this pre-survey protocol. Forget the moisture meter. A sharp hammer tap will tell you more about a deck's health than any digital readout. The flashlight, it is your X-ray for the bilge, chain plates, and wiring runs. Gloves keep your hands clean when you are reaching under floorboards or checking the engine block. Pull out your checklist. This is not a suggestion, it is your survival plan. Every item is a potential kill switch. You are not here to make friends or small talk. You are here to audit, to hunt defects, and to walk away from any boat that does not pass muster. Glance at your watch or the timestamp on your phone. The 15-minute countdown is real. Every second wasted on small talk or seller stories is money out of your pocket. Tools in hand, checklist ready, you are about to see the boat for what it is. No excuses, no distractions. The audit begins now. Every production sailboat built since the 1970s hides a secret inside its deck and cabin roof: the sandwich core. It is not solid fiberglass. Instead, you get 2 thin skins of glass, top and bottom, with a layer of balsa or foam in between. It is light, stiff, and strong, until water gets in. The moment a screw or bolt leaks, water follows the fastener deep into the core. Balsa acts like a sponge. One drop leads to a stain leads to a soft spot, and a soft spot turns into a trampoline under your feet. The core is supposed to keep the deck rigid. Think of it like the web in an I-beam. But when it is wet, the bond between fiberglass and core fails. That is called delamination. The skins start to flex. You will feel it as a bounce, see it as a crack around hardware, or hear it as a dull thud when tapped. Once rot sets in, it spreads. Water migrates from the mast step to the chain plates, from the windlass to the stanchions. Rot does not stay put. It travels along the grain, turning a small leak into a 5-figure repair. Core failure is not cosmetic. It is structural. Insurance companies know this. Surveyors know it. That is why the tap test is your first line of defense. Forget the moisture meter. Those give false hope and false alarms. The hammer does not lie. Dry core rings sharp. Wet core goes dead. One bad sound and you are done. No negotiations, no discounts. Walk. You are not here to rescue someone else's rot. You are here to buy a boat, not a project. Hammer in hand, you start at the mast step and work outward. Don't tap timidly, give it a sharp, decisive rap. Listen, you're hunting for one thing, the sound. A clean, crisp click means dry core. Move on. A dull, lifeless thud means roti. It means delamination. It means a 5-figure repair waiting to gut your wallet. Forget the seller's stories about just a soft spot or easy fix. There is no such thing as an easy core rebuild. If you hear a thud under your feet, you're not buying a sailboat, you're buying a construction project. Deck delamination isn't a cosmetic issue. It's structural cancer. It spreads. One bad spot at the mast or windlass can mean water has traveled half the length of the deck, hidden under every stanchion and fitting. You don't need a moisture meter. Surveyors love them because they look scientific, but meters lie. They give false positives, false hope, and false confidence. The hammer doesn't lie. The tap test is 90% accurate for finding wet core. The sound tells you everything you need to know. Here is the verdict rule. One dull thud and you're done. No negotiations, no discounts, no price adjustment. You walk. That is the kill switch. The moment you hear it, you put the hammer down and save your $1,000 survey for the next boat. Every wasted minute is money out of your pocket. The sharp click is your green light. The thud is your stop sign. Trust your ear. Make your decision. Stamp it. Verdict delivered. Arrive early. If the seller is already there, you are late. You want the engine stone cold because cold iron tells the truth and warm iron hides it. Brokers know this. That is why they will run the diesel for 20 minutes before you show up, then brag about how it starts on the first turn. Do not fall for it. The only way to catch a tired, smoky, or hard-starting engine is to check it before anyone has had a chance to stage the scene. Start with your hand on the block, right at the head or the injector lines. It should feel like the hull, cold, dead, no trace of warmth. If it is even a little warm, you are looking at a seller who is trying to cover up a problem. Diesel engines hold heat for up to an hour after running. A block that is above body temperature means someone has been spinning it in the last 30 to 60 minutes. That is not a coincidence. That is a red flag. No fancy tools required. A cheap infrared thermometer can help, but your bare hand works just as well. If you are unsure, check the coolant reservoir and the exhaust manifold. All should be cool to the touch. Any warmth is a sign of recent running. On a humid morning, you might even see condensation on a truly cold engine. If it is dry and warm, someone has been busy. Ignore seller stories about just moving the boat or warming it up for you. That is classic broker theater. A cold start is the only honest test. If you cannot get it, walk. You are not there to make friends, you are there to avoid a $15,000 repower. Any seller who refuses a true cold start is signaling they have something to hide. That is your cue to move on. The real survey starts with cold iron, not a staged demo. Do not let them rush you, and do not let them distract you. Audit mode means you control the sequence, not the seller. You have 15 minutes. Every second counts. The cold iron truth is your first line of defense against a 6-figure mistake. Trust your hand, not their story. If the block is warm, so is your suspicion. Verdict: if it is not cold, you are done. Next stop, the drive line. Drop to your knees and grab the prop shaft with one hand right where it exits the stuffing box. Don't be gentle, rock it hard, up, down, left, right, then pull and push along its length. If you feel more than a hair of movement, specifically if the shaft slides back and forth more than 1/16 of an inch, you are staring at a worn Cutlass bearing or a chewed-up thrust washer. That is not a minor tune-up. It is $2,000 to $5,000 haul-out and yard bill minimum. Most sellers will call it normal play. Don't buy it. You are not here to fund their deferred maintenance. Now check the stuffing box. Forget the seller's story about just repacked or always dry. Rust stains, green corrosion, or a crusty ring of salt on the gland are all warnings. Drips should be slow and steady, 3 to 5 drops per minute underway is textbook. If it is spraying, or if you see a rusty streak running down into the bilge, that is a sign of seawater intrusion. Salt water in the bilge means the boat has been sinking, slowly, every time it is run. That is not a negotiation point. That is a kill switch defect. Spin the shaft by hand. It should turn smoothly, no gritty resistance, no grinding. Any roughness means the cutlass bearing is on its last legs. A seized bearing or a shaft that binds is a yard visit waiting to happen. Don't let anyone distract you with stories about just needs a little grease. Bearings don't heal, they only get worse. Verdict rule: more than 1/16 of an inch of axial play, visible rust on the stuffing box, or a shaft that grinds, stamp it, rejected. You are not here to underwrite someone else's mechanical neglect. The $1,000 survey is for boats that pass this test. If the shaft fails, you walk. That is how you keep your money in your pocket and your time on your side. Water does not wait for paperwork. The next kill switch is hiding below the waterline, behind every shiny valve and chrome chain plate. Start by pulling every floorboard you can reach. Ignore the seller's panic, and if they object, you are already done. You are hunting for the leak points that sink boats, not the ones that stain the carpet. Shine your flashlight into every dark corner of the bilge. Zero in on the through hulls, those bronze or plastic fittings where the sea meets the inside. Grab the valve stem and the backing plate and wiggle them hard. If the plate moves, the bedding has failed. That is not just a drip risk. That is a full-blown haul-out and re-bed, minimum $500 per fitting, plus the cost of a yard visit. A frozen Seacock can be $2,000 to repair if you cannot close it at sea. Do not let anyone tell you they all stick a little. If it does not move, it does not count. Now, scan for rust streaks on the bulkheads below the chain plates. That orange line is a silent alarm, crevice corrosion, the kind that starts inside the stainless, invisible, until the rig tears loose in a blow. Chain plate replacement is not a do-it-yourself weekend. It is a $5,000 to $20,000 job, and insurance will not cover a rig loss from a failed fitting. Rust below deck, walk. Glance at the keel seam. Hairline smile cracks where the keel meets the hull mean flex, not just bad filler. That is a boat that has been grounded or torqued in a storm. You are not buying a repair bill. Every leak point is a liability. If you find movement, rust, or a frozen valve, tally the cost. If the number hits 4 figures, shut your notebook. The next buyer can fund the boatyard's vacation. You are here to keep your money dry. Stick your head in the battery locker. Don't let the seller distract you with stories about new electronics or fancy solar panels. You are not here to admire the nav station. You are here to hunt for the kind of electrical shortcuts that torch boats and void insurance, because most policies will not pay out if a fire starts from do-it-yourself wiring. Scan for wire nuts, crimp connectors, and electrical tape. Wire nuts are for houses, not hulls. If you see one, that is an instant insurance red flag. Same goes for bundles wrapped in black tape or mystery wires dangling loose. Marine grade means every connection is crimped, heat shrunk, and labeled. Anything else is a fire hazard waiting to happen. Insurance underwriters know this. Many claims are denied when a post-fire inspection finds a hardware store fix behind the panel. Look at the battery terminals. Are they clean and tight or crusted with green fuzz? Corrosion is a sign of neglect, and loose connections arc under load. That is how boats burn at the dock. If you spot a tangle of wires with no logic or labeling, you are looking at a future yard bill, or worse, a claim denial after the fact. Check for fuses and breakers. Every circuit should have protection within 7 inches of the battery. No fuse, that is a code violation. Insurance adjusters will walk the system after a fire, and if they find a missing fuse, you are on your own. Verdict: wire nuts, taped joins, corroded terminals, or missing fuses, walk away. Fire risk is not negotiable. You are not buying a bonfire. This is your last hazard check before the real math begins. Now comes the real price math. Forget the asking price. Your job is to tally every kill switch defect you found: deck thuds, warm engines, shaft play, frozen seacocks, corroded chain plates, rat's nest wiring. Each one is a line item that comes straight off the top. Grab your notepad or open the calculator app and start deducting. Wet deck core, that is minus $10,000 minimum. Engine not cold or fails to start clean, subtract $15,000. Bad shaft or cutlass bearing, $2,000 to $5,000. Frozen or weeping through hulls, $2,000 per valve plus haul out. Chain plate rust or bulkhead streaks, $5,000 to $20,000. Electrical fire risk, wire nuts, tape, missing fuses. That is not a discount, that is a walk. Add it up. If the total repair stack hits $1,000, you are no longer negotiating, you are walking. There is always another boat. If the defects are minor and you still want the boat, you deduct every dollar from your offer before you even think about calling a surveyor. Never, under any circumstance, pay for a professional survey on a boat that fails your 15-minute audit. That is how you save your $1,000 survey for a boat that actually deserves it. Here is the legal limit line. Professional surveyors, NAMS or SAMS certified, only get your money after you have hammered, wiggled and cold started your way to a clean pass. They confirm what you already know, not what you hope. That is financial self-defense. That is how you win the game. Right now, brokers count on buyers skipping the hammer and flashlight audit. But every neglected deck, cold engine, and frozen seacock is a 5-figure trap waiting for the naive. The 15-minute pre-survey protocol is your firewall. Use it or pay the price. Real leverage starts when you walk away without guilt. The smartest money is $1,000 you never waste. Drop your verdict in the comments below.